Hey y'all, it's Monday and it's time to walk through some sales for the week. You know, several years ago when I first started this YouTube channel, it used to be called This Week in Flips. I used to do nothing but what sold videos. This past summer, I changed the name to Justin Resells. I'm glad that I have an opportunity to kind of resurface this old name. It's kind of fun to bring it back. All right, let's dig in. Let's take a look at some data here. So over the last 7 days, I've sold $1,730 worth, and my net income was just over $1,000, $1,009. Had a 706% ROI on average and an exactly 50% net profit margin. Looks like I listed 54 new items this week and I had 40 sales. All right, let's go ahead and dig into the top 10 sales of the week. Number 10 is this genuine Integra home theater receiver remote control. I just bought this thing in an estate sale this past weekend and listed it, and it sold in less than a day. Kind of a surprising quick sale. I don't think the sell-through rate was that great, but you know what? Sometimes you just hit it at the right time. This thing sold for $29 total. That's $22.50 plus $6.99. Took less than a day to sell. Got it in an estate sale for $1. It looks like I had a net return of $19.38, ROI of almost $2,000 on that one. Remotes are just a great thing to look out for. I actually bought this remote in a box of a ton of other remotes. Really can't go wrong there. I don't even know what Integra is. I'm guessing it's a home theater brand. Never heard of it. Coming in at number 9 are these SAS Free Women's Comfort Walking Shoes. So SAS, S-A-S, is a shoe brand that's a really good one to look out for. It's kind of like an orthopedic shoe, I believe. And SAS stands for San Antonio Shoes. I think I grew up just in the hill country north of San Antonio. Very familiar with this brand. There was an outlet. If any of y'all are from San Antonio, there used to be like a SAS shoe outlet where you could go. And I remember going as a kid and getting free popcorn and free bottled Coke. But these shoes, anyway, the shoes, they sell really well. Obviously brand new, they would do really well. But I bought about 6 or 7 different pairs of used SAS shoes from a flea market over the past summer. It looks like these took 6 months to sell. Not the best sell-through rate, but I made $20 and 28 cents on them. So I paid $5 per pair. I still have a couple pairs I need to list. Actually, these are sitting in my death pile, so I should probably get them up and out the door. $39.98 total, and it cost $9.59 to ship. This was the 9th best flip of the week. Kind of boring, but you know what? Boring's okay. Boring still brings money. All right, coming in at 987. Coming in at number 7 here is this Nike Air Jordan color block hoodie and pant set. So this is for kids here. I got it at the same flea market. Could have been the same day as those shoes. I don't remember. I go to this flea market every Sunday. So these sold for $38.79, free shipping. Net return $20.85 for the, 7th best flip of the week. I paid $5 for them, by the way. So pretty good little flip. Coming in at number 6 here is this vintage Arsenal Dreamcast jersey. So this, I thought was going to be very good, but when I saw it, but the minute I touched it, I could tell it was not going to be that good because it's kind of like an unbranded fake jersey. But I have sold a real Adidas Dreamcast jersey from like the year 2000 for Arsenal just like this, and it went for like $175 or something crazy like that. This one was not that good. This one only sold for $31.98. That's $24.99 plus $6.99 in shipping. It only took 5 days to sell, so it sold pretty quick. I bought it for $1 at a garage sale, and $22.76 net return on that for the 6th best flip of the week. Soccer jerseys do incredibly well, especially if they are coming from a significant brand like Nike or Adidas, things like that. Even unbranded, though, as you can see here, it still did pretty well. So let's jump on to number 5 of the week. So I have quite a bit of video game stuff in this week's video, but this is the first one here, this Sony PlayStation 1 console. I'm not a huge video game seller. I know when I see them, I buy them. I'm not an expert, but it's a very saturated category. So a lot of people are selling this stuff. The idea that you can find valuable video game stuff at a thrift store, it's just very difficult. Not saying you can't do it. Obviously, it happens, but almost everybody who's a reseller knows to look out for video games. So it's one of the most picked over categories for sure. I don't remember where I got this one. Where did I get it? At an estate sale. I've had this for a while, though. Sometimes I just hold on to consoles so that I can test games when I find them, and this is one that I just held on to for a long time so that I could test PlayStation 1s when I get them. But I had a backlog of several PlayStation consoles, so I decided this week to start selling them. This one went for $55, $10 to ship, a net return of $35.78. I actually sold this directly to an eBay buyer who buys video game stuff from me regularly. I think they have some sort of used video game store somewhere. So we just work out deals, and I do all the deals through eBay. Definitely don't do deals outside of eBay from people you meet through eBay, because eBay will read your messages and they get very mad if you try to set deals up outside of eBay. So it's a great way to get your account banned. So I do all this legitimately through eBay. So eBay, if you're watching, I keep it legit, okay? So anyway, this one sold for $55. And again, the reason it sold so quickly is because I listed it and I messaged the guy and said, hey, do you want to buy this? And he said, sure. Yeah, so the next one, this is number, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. This is number 5. I said the other one was number 5. This one's actually number 5. I need to be better about numbering these things. So this is just another PlayStation console. Had one extra controller, so it went for a little bit more. I sold it for $69.98. That's $59.99 plus $10 in shipping. The reason you see a refund here is because I worked out a deal with the guy. I sold him the one that you just saw, and I sold him this one together as a bundle. And so I gave him a little money off the top just to sweeten the deal for him. So you'll see I have this refund, $12.73. My total net with that refund ended up being $38.34, and the payout was $53.34. Can y'all hear my dog? It's very annoying. It's only when I'm trying to record that these dogs just start going crazy in the background. So anyway, I paid $15 for this one at a garage sale and sold it for $59.99 plus $9.99 in shipping, but then I took $12.73 off the top for a discount, and I ended up netting $38.34 on this one in particular. All right, coming in at number 4 are these 511 tactical pants. So 511 is a pretty good brand to watch out for. I think they serve like the medical community, or maybe, I don't know if it's just, these are like EMS pants, so like the paramedics. I don't know if they have stuff outside of that as well, or if they're only serving that type of customer. Not really sure, but I bought 3 pairs of these at Salvation Army, looks like on November 30th. I paid $13 per pair. This person bought 2 of them, so I have 1 remaining. And the total order, ended up being almost $90 with free shipping, and I ended up netting a total of $40.61 for the 4th best flip of the week. And I still have one pair to sell. All right, so coming in at number 3 on the list is this NES. So this is an original NES. The NES is 001 with 2 controllers. You'll notice I put a little reed on there because it wasn't a perfect console. I've been holding onto this one for a long time as well, just to test NES games when I get them. And this was a very temperamental machine. It probably just needs a good cleaning. That's what I put in the listing, but you really had to blow on the cartridges to get it to work. And I blew a lot of like compressed air inside of the console, and I made it work better, but still like 1 out of every 3 times when you turned it on, it would give you the flashing red light. Take it out, put it back in, and then turn it on again, it would work. So I disclosed all that in the listing. I think I did no returns on this one, but it sold very quickly, only 17 hours for a total of $69.98. That was $54.99 plus $14.99 in shipping. My net return on this guy was $50. Only downside is I no longer have an NES to test my NES games on, so I'll have to keep an eye out for another one. Got this at an estate sale. Paid $5 for it, so great find. Obviously vintage video game stuff always does well. All right, coming in at number 2 is this antique hard candy drop roller. So when I bought this thing, I had no idea what it was. It was at an estate sale. I think I paid $8 for it. Let me see here. Yeah, $8. I had no idea what it was, but I picked it up and it was very heavy and it was very small, and that's a good sign that it could have some value. And so it just looked interesting, and what I ended up doing was using Google Lens on it and figured out that it was like an antique candy maker. It was a part that goes to some machine, a Thomas Mills machine. I've sat on this for a long time, 6 months, but it sold for a lot. It sold for $330 with free shipping. I had it listed at $250 free shipping, but I got a message from somebody in Utah who wanted it overnighted. So I don't know what sort of candy emergency that person had, but they wanted it overnighted, and the overnight cost was about $80. So I just upped the cost to $330. They bought it, and I overnighted it to them. I ended up netting $201 on this one for the 2nd best flip of the week. So again, took a while. Took 6 months, but hey, that's a great return. I'll take that any day. And just for this small, unassuming piece of brass with a little rod going through it, had no idea what it was. And that just shows, like, just look stuff up. If something looks interesting, if something looks like it may have value, if you can't identify it, use Google Lens on it. Look for some markings, look it up. You would be surprised at what has value. Pretty great find for the 2nd best flip of the week. And the number 1 flip of the week is, I don't even remember, so it's going to be a surprise for me too. Oh yes, this HP 48GX graphing calculator. So I got this at flea market. Yeah, I got this at the regular flea market I go to every Sunday. Sold for $259.99, and I ended up netting $207.21. Took 4 months to sell. It's a great find. Calculators just in general can be very good. They're hit or miss. Some of them, not worth anything. And it actually had, I don't know if I can, maybe I'll pull up the actual listing and you can see it had some sort of like program in there. You can see this like surveying software. And I could have sold this surveying software separate for like $70. I just kept it bundled though, and found the right buyer here. And there you go. It was a great find for the best flip of the week. I ended up making $207 on. What else should we do? Let's look at some other stuff. Let's look at the stuff that sold really quickly here. So, oh yeah, right here. This is a good one. So this lot of Time magazines sold for not that much, $32.92, but it sold in 38 minutes. And it's an interesting story here. So I got this stack of Time magazines from a friend for free. And that's why the ROI says infinity there, because we can't calculate return on investment when you have invested nothing. But typically what I do when I find lots like this is I will go through each one and just look them up individually to make sure that there's not one that's really valuable. And that's actually what I did here. And I found one that was super valuable. Let me find it here. I found this one. This one was in the stack, and I went ahead and sold it separately because it was worth a lot. But this thing sold for $356.99, and it only took 18 days to sell. And so I made a net return on this, $283. This sold, when did it sell? Yeah, it sold in November, so about a month ago. But this Time magazine was in this other lot that you're seeing here. And I just went ahead and pulled it out and did it separately. But I went ahead and I got lazy though. That's the thing. That's the story I want to tell you, is that I got lazy. I did not finish going through all of these Time magazines to see if any of them were valuable like that other one was. I was just like, yeah, whatever. I think they're all probably not worth much. And so I'll just throw them up on an arbitrary price of $27.50 plus shipping. But it sold in 38 minutes. And right when it sold, I was like, you know what? I probably overlooked another valuable Time magazine in this lot that somebody probably got a good deal on, but that's okay. If you see one here that is worth a lot of money that I made a mistake on, let me know in the comments below. What else sold quickly? This vintage Thrasher Magazine sweatshirt only sold in 2 hours. I was bummed about this. It was in my size. And I used to, not that I was a skateboarder when I was younger, but I used to like skateboarding culture, and Thrasher Magazine. I used to get Big Brother Magazine, all sorts of things. And so I found this at St. Vincent de Paul. I paid $6.60 for it. And I listed it, and I put it in a pile to wash it and put it in my own closet, because sometimes I just wear the stuff that I list. But it sold immediately. I only made $12 on it, but that's a fun one. Let's take a look at the sales that did not very good. Here's my lowest sell. It's a Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets First American Edition. I bought it for $1, and I net returned $1.40. So there you go. They're not all going to be good. And in fact, if you look at like the lowest 10 sales or so, even more than that, they're under $10. And so, I'm routinely sending out things that are only a few dollars here. Just, when you have this machine built where you can feed inventory into it and quickly list it and quickly inventory it, and when it's easy to pack and ship and sell it, like I don't mind, I don't, 10 couple dollar things is going to add up. Probably all of my stuff under $10 that sold net adds up to at least $100, I would say. And so I don't mind doing it. And I have a lot of inventory that is not extremely valuable, and that stuff sells, and it all adds up. And again, it adds up. I don't even remember what I sold. It adds up to $1,700, and $1,000 this week. And if I keep this up, that's $4,000 net per month, which is not bad at all. Oh, this Hydro Peak. This is a funny one. Y'all will appreciate this. Just a unassuming stainless steel insulated water bottle here that I sold for $3 at a garage sale. Sold for $29, ended up netting $15 on it. But I got a message from this was like 3 days after I'd shipped it. I got a message from the buyer that said, "Hi, Gary." I don't know who Gary is, but "Hi, Gary. I was going to cancel this order as I was able to find a seller that has this bottle plus 3 different lids for $19.95 free shipping. I'd like to know if you'd be willing to make the adjustment in price so I won't have to return yours. Let me know your thoughts and thank you for your consideration." So I find this very annoying. And most likely this buyer does this with everything that they buy, because that's a message that I want to like send out to sellers, especially new sellers. Like, don't let buyers walk all over you. It's their job to do price comparisons. The onus is on them as the buyer to make sure they're buying what they want to buy. I think that they're just trying to get a discount after the fact. And so I told them, I said, I don't know who Gary is, but this has already been shipped and I don't offer discounts, so you can return it. I'm calling their bluff, but you know what? Maybe they're going to return it and I have free shipping, or free returns, and I'll have to eat the cost if they do, but I don't care. I'm not going to let a buyer walk all over me just to try to get a discount here. So we'll see. This one might be coming back, but something tells me it's not going to come back. So, all right. So that's it. Again, $1,700 sold, $1,000 net, 54 new listings, 40 sales. Looks like I spent $161 this week on cost of goods for the stuff that I bought. What am I doing? How am I doing for the month? Month to date. So a little over $2,000 net, and we're halfway through? Yeah, a little more than halfway. So I'll probably end up, last week in December probably won't be as good as the first couple of weeks in December. So I'll probably end up around $3,000 or $3,500 net. Not too bad. And looks like I've listed 116 things for the month and had 101 sales. All right, that's it. I'll be back next Monday to do another one of these videos. But if you like them, you can check out some of my other What Sold videos. These 2 boxes up here, the last 2 weeks of my What Sold. So check them out if you like these videos, and we will see you next week.